like really talked with you during English and history. You were always friendly to me, but you were very like, if someone had to raise their hand and participate, you weren't ever really the person to raise your hand and participate. And even within like the tiny friend group that we had at our table during English, you were very shy, very quiet. You still talked, but you were just you came off as quiet.
Do you think I was an anxious student or a calm student?
A what student?
Anxious or calm?
Calm? That's an interesting question. I think everyone in that class that we had together was anxious. Let's be honest here, because I was a terrifying teacher. I think that we were all calmer at the end of the school year, but I think it wasn't only you. I think everyone was anxious in that class. Yeah. We were fearing for our lives.
Okay. How do you think I am now?
You're definitely a lot more outgoing. I think you are a lot less anxious when it comes to school. Wait, this is for an assignment, right?
Yeah. So I'm not showing the class this. It's just proof for understanding.
So is she gonna watch the video?
Not all of it, I don't think.
Okay, then I'll refrain from saying something. You're definitely a lot more outgoing. You take a lot more leadership positions now. Like you do Merits Club, and you have like your competitions and stuff like that too. So I feel like you and I have both grown out of our shell and definitely have gotten a lot more comfortable with being outgoing.
I agree.
Okay.
Do you think I'm independent or a dependent student back then?
Back then?
Yeah. And how do you think I've changed now?
Independent or dependent? I think we were all a lot more dependent back then because we had no idea what we were doing because we were in middle school. So I remember like I would text every night other people asking for help on the English homework or history homework. So I think we've all grown from more dependent to more independent, and I think you can definitely see that because like we have classes with sometimes not all of our friends, and so we just have to complete homework on our own, but we're still in a very much of a social setting, so like we're still with our friends, but we can do our homework a lot more independently now.
Yeah, we have like different teachers and career pathways.
But
I remember in freshman year, you and me, we would like send each other our Griffin paragraphs.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Dude,
okay.
that was not it.
Oh my god.
Dude, I forgot about that. That was traumatizing. That feels so long ago.
It's a 10 p.m. deadlines.
I remember that.
What about my athletic ability? How has that changed from middle school, or how has that not changed? Changed or not changed?
I never had PE with you. I never had PE with you, right?
I don't think so. Yeah,
Did you have PE after lunch during 8th grade?
8th grade, yeah.
Okay, so I did have, oh, because you were in Thorson's, right? Yeah. Okay. So you were in a different class. Yeah, I was in a Olette's.
I had it right before Miss Schmidt's class.
Yeah, that's what I had. I can confidently say that Hammy's athletic.
I got Leo Award in 9th grade.
Oh, I forgot about that. Hammy's athletic ability, I feel like, has not changed, but I feel like her effort in PE maybe peaked a little bit during 9th grade.
Oh my god, Rach. Okay. Do you think I was a generous person? And how do you think I am now?
Generous, as in like kind and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes, I would think so. When I entered middle school, wait, was it your first year? Middle school?
7th grade was my first year.
Yeah. So Hammy was like my first like new friend in middle school because I sat next to her and our last names were so close. So I definitely felt that connection to you, and I feel like you were really nice to me. I still remember the very first picture of Nico you ever sent me, and it was so adorable. But yeah, we grew really close, and then I feel like we navigated middle school a lot together, especially Miss Karsh's class.
I remember Miss Karsh.
Wait, I only got you out for like 10.
I gotta do this thing for psych. This is the only time I have Rachel time.
Rachel time. I don't have anything to do
It's
with
only like 4
right now.
minutes.
I asked Miss Dwayne to leave for a little bit.
Okay, do you think...
Not you, Hammy. I'm only excused for 10 minutes.
Oh.
Whoa. What about my interest in certain things? I don't know if I showed any interest.
Yeah, I think in middle school, nobody
like,
really
kinda
has
boring.
that much of interest unless you're like a world-renowned like little scientist. I mean, I think in middle school everyone was just doing well in their classes and was like thinking of things that they could pursue as a career. But I feel like now in high school you definitely have gotten a lot more interested in a specific field. Same as me.
What do you think I'm interested in now?
like more of the medical field, but just more STEM in general than we were before in middle school.
Okay. What about, was I a pessimistic child? Or an optimistic
You
child?
were, I think you were a lot more, I don't know, I feel like you were kind of neutral. I feel like you were probably more on the optimistic side than the pessimistic. I feel like you've always been a little bit more optimistic. It's just sometimes you come off as like, we'll kill you all or something like that. Maybe I should have said that during the thing. But like you joke, right? So I think it's a lot more optimistic
Are
now.
you interviewing her?
Maybe
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that
Or
during.
video?
Maybe you should cut that out of the video.
Do you think I was an insecure little girl or confident? And how do you think I am now?
Speaking from personal experience, I feel like both of us were not pretty insecure, but like we were middle schoolers.
Straight out of elementary.
Yeah, straight out of elementary. We were trying to do hard classes. We didn't know what our future was like because we didn't know how hard high school was going to be. And so I feel like we were always anxious about the future and always kind of insecure about our abilities. Because I remember we used to always talk like, oh, high school's going to be so hard because Miss Pysch really hyped it up. She's like, they're going to assign you 10 or 7 paragraph essays and they're due the next day. I was like, what the heck? But now that we're in high school, I feel like we're like, okay, this is what I can expect for college. So I feel a lot more confident in my own abilities, especially because we worked on so many
More
projects now.
prepared.
Yeah, a lot more prepared.
Do you remember any stories or like anything of me, like stories of me?
Oh,
This
there's
is
a
all
lot
info I
of,
need
there's a
for my
lot of
reflection.
stories of you. Let me try to think. I remember, do you remember when we sat next to Natalie in,
Simpson?
yeah, Natalie Simpson?
Oh, or Galao.
The one with really bushy hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Galao.
yeah. And she would give us, like, she would always try to
She was so
distract us.
funny.
She would try to distract us during Karsh's lessons, and we were so terrified of Karsh that we didn't want to, like, get into her thingy. So I remember one time she gave us gummy bears, and I didn't want to show that I was eating during class, so I ate mine really quickly, but then you kept yours right on, like, the edge of your Chromebook, and then Miss Karsh's substitute, or her student teacher came by, and I was, like, terrified for you that